Hello. Welcome to the Kathy J Show. I'm Katie Mitchell, filling in for Kathy this morning, and I'm so happy to be back with you today. Kathy said of all the shows I should come back to host, today's show was definitely the one, because we're talking about the pressures of Valentine's Day. And if you're single like me, the struggle can be real sometimes, right? I mean, Valentine's Day is a big test for many couples, but for people like myself who don't have a partner right now, it can be stressful and sad because it's a reminder that you're all alone. Who wrote this stuff? A happily married person, probably, right? Thank goodness Hope Reich from It's Just Lunch Denver is here to help me. Oh my gosh, thank goodness, Hope. I'm so excited to meet you. Thank you for coming back.
So nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, we were saying we feel like we know each other already because I'm Kathy's best friend. She tells you a lot about my dating adventures.
Yes, I love them. Some of my favorite.
Glad one of us does. But yes, Hope, because for singles right now, Valentine's Day, it's a day of mixed emotions, right? Because there's some good stuff that comes with it, but there's a lot of lonely, kind of sad, you're stressed, you're alone, or that you just broke up with somebody. I mean, there's a lot going on, but you know, it doesn't mean that you're going to be alone forever. Right?
It doesn't. There's a lot of pressure surrounding Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And that can be whether you're single or you're in a relationship or you just broke up with someone. It's definitely a time where people are feeling extra pressure when it comes to their love life. So I think, you know, that's been happening when you really think about it. We, as kids, we started celebrating Valentine's Day really in elementary school.
We really did.
You know, there were parties, you got your classmates Valentine's. I know my kids right now, they're so excited about it.
Great.
And so it kind of starts early where, you know, if you have that crush on someone.
You give that cute boy a card.
You come back
with
and you
heart
show all
on
your
it.
Valentine's Day,
Yes.
you know, treats to your mom or your dad. And you're just really, it starts early. And, you know, as we get older, some people, Valentine's Day really is not a big deal. And they think of it as, you know, that's just a Hallmark made up holiday. And then there are other people that it's so important for.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I don't know if you've heard this, but half of women have ended a relationship because they were disappointed by the way that their partner handled Valentine's Day.
Okay, yeah.
So when you think about that, I mean, if you're not feeling the pressure, when you hear that, you might.
You might feel it a little more.
Guys.
Well, and it's funny because we were saying if it's a new relationship, you kind of want a big deal to be made in the initial one, right? Like you kind of want a big deal to be made 10 years down the road, maybe. If you're breaking up with somebody over a Valentine's Day gift, something else might be going on.
Yes, absolutely. We were talking about that off
Yeah.
camera with the producer. You know, if you've been married 20 years
and
or 10 and someone forgets to get the card, you're probably going to forgive it. But yes, I think earlier on in those newer relationships or maybe things aren't totally established yet, as I think especially women can really put a lot of pressure on what that means. Oh, you didn't get me something, so or you got me that? I'm so disappointed. Yes. And so they think if that's how, you know,
I see how this is going to go.
I'm just going to get out now.
Yeah. Well, and you talk about that pressure. I thought you put it really in a funny way of how people coming out of the new year, they want to find love. It's their resolution. And I need to do that before Valentine's Day. Like that is not a good place to be in.
It's not. And that's not healthy pressure too. I mean, if you think about it, going into the new year, and anytime I hear a client say, well, and I want to find somebody by Valentine's Day. I need someone to celebrate Valentine's Day with. Is it possible? Of course. But should you expect it?
Probably not. Right?
Then you're putting a little bit too much pressure on yourself and too much pressure on the process.
Yes.
You know, you just got to take a deep breath. I think it's very healthy to say, I'm going into the new year and Valentine's Day is coming. I have really wanted to find somebody and be in a relationship for a long time. I have not always made it my priority. This year, I'm going to make relationships a priority.
Well, and if you get that new relationship and you find yourself a new couple, there's pressures there too. And we're going to talk about that when we come back from the break here on the Kathy J Show. Thanks, Hope.
Absolutely.
Kathy J. Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness. Kathy
Hey, welcome back to the Kathy J Show. I'm Katie Mitchell from Cool 105 and one of Kathy's closest friends, filling in for her today. And we've been talking about the pressures that Valentine's Day can bring. We have Hope Reich here from It's Just Lunch Denver. And, Hope, we were talking off air a little bit about how Valentine's Day is a little significant for me. I am single right now, but my last boyfriend and I broke up on Valentine's Day a year ago, like exactly a year ago. And so it's a weird Valentine's Day going into. We broke up on good terms, so it's not like, there's no animosity or anything. But it definitely brings this a whole different way of celebrating, right? For me at least. I'm just trying to get through the day without getting hurt, Hope.
Because now because this will be a Valentine's Day where you are single.
So
what to do, how to celebrate,
how to celebrate and how to make it, healthy, in a healthy way, right?
And I think if you are a person that really likes Valentine's Day, it's something that you're into and you get excited about it. Even if you're single, there are still so many great ways to celebrate. And you can still celebrate love. It could be self-love. So maybe you do a day that you're gonna go out and you're gonna get a manicure, or you're gonna get your hair done, go to the spa, whatever it might be that makes you feel special.
Tacos.
And love tacos.
I like tacos.
And you end it with tacos. I love that. And maybe you like to go out and be around people. You don't want to do something like that. Get all your single friends together. And plan something fun. It could be going to a concert. It could be, let's just go to dinner and drinks. Let's go to a comedy show. But celebrate in a way that makes you feel happy. Because then you can still celebrate the day. I'm with my best friends. I love these people. I'm still celebrating love. It's just a different kind of love. But you can absolutely do that when you're single too.
Well, and those are great ways to celebrate when you're single. And even, when you find love, that should be celebrated as well. When it's in the beginning stages though, when Valentine's Day happens, it can be weird, right? You don't know what to get them. Like, if you get them the wrong thing, you could send the wrong message.
Totally. And
there's so many
and
things.
what if I get you something, but you don't get me something?
I know. We're going to have problems if that's
I
the
think when it
case.
comes to new couples, you have to be able to kind of check in and see where are we at, because I know it can sound awkward, right? But at the same time, isn't it so much more awkward if I hand you your present and you look down and say, I'm sorry I didn't get you anything?
Been there. So it's awkward.
The record scratches, right? So I think there are ways you can say it that are casual, but you're still going to get your answer and know where the person's at. Gosh, Valentine's Day is coming, how do you feel about it? Should we do anything to celebrate? Are you a gift person? And see where they're at so that you should know and they will know. Like, are we doing something? Are we getting each other something? And some people are going to definitely read into their answer, right? Of where they're at in the relationship. So this can be a time that really helps people define too. Is this moving towards a more serious thing? Or is this more casual?
Well, and it's a great conversation to have now, right? New couples need to be having that conversation now about Valentine's Day. And half couples, I am still intrigued about that term. So we're going to get to it when we come back to the Kathy J Show.
Kathy J. The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on. Kathy J.
Welcome back to the Kathy J Show, everybody. I'm Katie Mitchell, filling in for my bestie, Kathy J. And, it doesn't matter how long you've been together, right? For 5 years or 25, Valentine's Day, it is still a big deal and needs to be celebrated, right? But a lot of long-term couples, they don't talk about it. So tell us why. Hope Reich from It's Just Lunch Denver is here with us. And tell us why this is something couples who have been together a long time have a problem discussing.
I think it depends on the couple. Some may have a problem, some may not have a problem. It just depends. But I think the most important thing, and again, I don't think it matters if you're 5 years or 25 years, is that you do talk about it and talk about your expectations and what you expect. Because sometimes we can get a little bit we're used to the person. We're used to the relationships. Things kind of just we get into this routine, right? And we may not do something as special as we would have done, say, 5 months into the relationship when everything was all exciting and, it was new. So I think it's important for even those couples that have been together a long time to take time and celebrate with each other, do something special, plan something, whatever your person likes. It might be flowers, it might be that special bottle of wine. Just do something special to acknowledge that you care about them and the relationship.
Well, and I think something also that's definitely worthy of noted is that couples even together for 20 or 25 years should not expect the other one to read their mind.
Exactly.
And that's a big reason why communication, especially around a day like Valentine's Day, where there's so many expectations attached. We've talked about the pressures attached to Valentine's Day. I mean, you'd think couples who have been together for a long time will already have that communication and could
just
be
could
be willing to read each other's minds, but we know that's not the case.
Yes, and I think it's a big thing for women. We expect them to know. Well, you should know. We kind of want men to read our mind, and they have no idea what we're thinking.
They don't
at all.
And when they think they do, it's usually wrong. Let me tell you that, right?
So the best thing you can do is just be very upfront with what your expectations are.
Well, and again, expectations, they come in all stages of being in a relationship, and we've thrown around this term a little bit. I want you to get into it now. What is a half couple? What does that mean?
So a half couple is basically a newer relationship. And when I say relationship, maybe that's not the right word because it hasn't been defined that it's exclusive.
It's a situationship.
Well, you don't know yet because really at that point you haven't had the full conversation.
Okay.
Are we exclusive? Are we committed? Are we only seeing each other? So you may feel that you are a couple, but you're not a couple because you haven't actually had that commitment conversation.
That's such a hard conversation to have too.
And there might be more pressure to have it around Valentine's Day, right? Like, well, Valentine's Day is coming. If I'm going to know what the expectation is in terms of, are we going to do something special? Are we going to exchange gifts? Well, then I have to know, are we a couple? Are we a half couple?
And I am so guilty of like pushing someone in this conversation. Like, maybe they're not ready to have it, but I'm ready. And we're about to have this conversation because I'll be doing the talking. But, there's got to be a good time for both people in this scenario to be willing to talk about it. How do we know when that is?
That's such a good question. And there's not an easy answer, right? Because dating is really like you're trying someone on. It's tryouts, it's job interview, date after date after date, until you decide, hey, you're hired, we're exclusive. I want to work only with you, right?
I move them onto different boards.
Exactly.
Okay, you move to this one.
So you really have to, and that's the thing. We can move at different paces, and I could be all in, and you could need more time. So I think that's something you always have to be aware of when you're dating someone. And you have to really be able to evaluate how much do I like you, Katie? I might like you enough to know that you might be a little bit behind me, you might be a couple steps behind me, but I know you're going to get there. So I'm all in, and I'm going to stay in until you're there. Now, there's a healthy way to do that. Let's say we've been dating 3 years and I'm still feeling like that. That's probably not healthy, right? Because at that point, you should know that you want to be with me, right? Or I want to be with you. But in the beginning, 3 months in, it is absolutely possible that one person is in more than the other person. So I think that's something that you have to take into consideration, because sometimes people they draw a line. And they say it's all or everything. And, some people will just go, well, I'm sorry. I can't give you everything right now because I'm not sure. So I always advise, don't do that too early on. And Valentine's Day is definitely a time that can happen.
Absolutely.
If you're only a couple months in, don't put that pressure on. Too much pressure can make somebody who could have been a really good partner back out.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talk about that pressure that you put on people, and in all stages of the relationship, we're seeing that it can be an issue. I mean, new couples, somebody who's single, somebody who has been married for 20 to 25 years, there's all this pressure from Valentine's Day. How are we able to celebrate Valentine's Day as a couple, have a good time? We don't have to buy into all the commercialized holiday isms of it, but how do you say that couples who have been together for a while, how can they celebrate and still hold on to their love, I guess?
I love that question. And there's so many different answers because there are so many different types of couples, right? And you can have two people in a couple that are different people, right? And enjoy different things. So I think you really have to look at yourself as a couple and what are we the same? Do we like all the same things? Maybe for us, it's like, let's go skydiving. Let's go out, like let's do something crazy, or let's plan a trip. We're going out of town for Valentine's Day. Or maybe you have a favorite restaurant that you just absolutely love going to. Maybe you don't really like going out to restaurants. So you're gonna get all the ingredients and make a wonderful meal, the two of you in the kitchen, open a bottle of wine, put your favorite record on. That's the great thing, is that there's not just one way that you can celebrate Valentine's Day, right? It's not cookie cutter. Everyone has to do the same thing.
It's the experience. And you also have like some gift giving ideas that we can put out there for couples, again, in all stages of their relationship. And we're going to get to that after the break here on the Kathy J Show. We'll be
Kathy J. Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law, what makes us different makes us better. Kathy J.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Kathy J Show. You know, we're talking about Valentine's Day and the pressures associated with it for everybody. Single people, people in new couples, people who have been in relationships for forever, and something that we all deal with, no matter what, is pressure from other people, social media. Hope Reich from It's Just Lunch Denver's here. And Hope, I mean, the stuff we see on social media makes us all feel bad about ourselves. And so it's a whole new level of Valentine's Day pressure.
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, social media definitely brings it to a level that I think it never was really at before.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't know what your neighbor down the street got from her husband for Valentine's Day.
It was just the
right?
girls in the office. You all competed with each other, and that was it.
Yeah, it can be a lot. You know, I think even if you're single and you feel great about it and you plan something fun and you're just like, I'm owning this and I'm not going to be sad today. You have a great day. You might get on, you know, Facebook or Instagram and start scrolling and go, oh, whoa, you know, well, she got that, and they're there, and
so stay off social media. Is that a good tip?
I think you have to really gauge on if that's something that's going to impact you or not. It's human nature, I think, for any of us, any holiday or even non-holiday. When we're on social media, we tend to compare what we see to our own lives. And, you know, it's so important to remember that what you are seeing posted on social media is not necessarily a true reflection of that person's life or experience anyway. Because people get to choose what they want to post.
Yeah, selective.
So, yeah, you could see that, you know, look at my new diamond bracelet. But maybe, you know, there's been infertility in the, you know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Yeah,
why?
We don't know the whole
maybe
story.
Maybe they just had a conversation about divorce, and you know, we really don't know the backstory. So don't compare it, like don't take those comparisons to heart too much, because people tend to post things that are going to make themselves look good, make their life look, I'm living my best life. So just take that into consideration, or like we talked about, take a break that day. Say, it's Valentine's Day. I am on social media break. I'm not even going to look at Facebook because I don't want to see the flowers and all the things that people got from their sweetie. I'm just going to take a break and spend some time on me today.
And be happy.
Yes.
Yes. And what kind of gifts are we going to be getting jealous about? New relationship gifts. What kind of gifts can we think about?
Well, you know, I hear more and more from couples about experiences instead of gifts.
Okay. So this is all across the board for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, some people do prefer the diamond bracelet. To each their own. But a lot of couples are opting for an experience together. So, we are going to go, let's plan a trip to, wherever you may want to go. Like, we're going to go to Europe. We're going to do this. We're going to a concert together.
How fun.
So it's more about the experience and spending time with that person and doing something more a little different, a little special, or maybe it's just something out of your element together so that you can bond. But experiences are really where it's at for those special types of
so we get to spend
love
time together and we get to celebrate Valentine's Day. And Hope Reich of It's Just Lunch Denver, you have such great advice, and you can help people on your website as well with even more advice, right?
Yes, absolutely.
It's justlunchdenver.com. Check it out. It will definitely help you in your romantic life. I'm going to check it out, Hope. I think it's my last hope. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for watching, and thank you to our wonderful sponsors. Thanks for watching.